think that looks pretty good so far. So from the ceiling to the floor, very close to the corner. Gouge out a little bit of this because it's very rough. Either the house settled, it caused the twisting and it cracked on the drywall, or maybe there was a stud that got put in there when it was built and it dried and expanded and contracted or whatever they do and cracked it there. It's also possible that this is a joint and it didn't get taped, but it's so close to the corner, I don't know why that would have happened. Either way, today we're gonna gouge a little bit of this out, and then I'm gonna use some mesh tape. All right, so let's get started here. Not gonna take too much. I'm just working my way down about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch past that crack. It's coming out pretty good. I'm gonna take it right down to the floor, all the way. And I have a drop cloth on the floor here. Okay, you wanna get all that loose material out of there. It seems pretty solid. I know that I've got that groove cut. So I'm gonna start at the top with my mesh tape. This is sticky on one side, so you start, make sure you're evenly on each side of the crack. I'm just gonna keep going down. I'm gonna push this on better once I'm done. I'm just trying to keep it centered, making sure that's nice and stuck onto the drywall. And you can see the gap in behind. You don't want to fill that with mud first, because then the sticky part won't stick. I know that from experience. Okay, I'm gonna take easy sand mud and start at the top. You're gonna make a bit of a mess, but that's why you got the drop sheet. So, okay, we're gonna go just get the whole thing done and then clean it up after. Got right in there. It really goes through the mesh nicely. And you can see how it bonds it all together. You just want to kind of push so it goes through there. So now we want to go and just clean this up. So now tomorrow I'm going to come back and sand that down, and I'm going to put another coat on it. Then the next day sand it again, and then maybe I'll do one more depending on how happy I am with it. But for now it looks like it's coming along nicely. 3 or 4 days since I taped and mudded this. Now I'm going to sand. I got my medium grit block here, and just going to do a fine sand on it. There's not much to take off. And then put another coat of mud, and I'm hoping that's going to be good enough. So I'm just going to start at the top. Like I say, there's not much. Wear a dust mask if you feel it's necessary. This is a pretty small job, so, and this is just falling to the floor, so just going to do a light sand down there, just making sure with your hand that it's getting nice and smooth. And because I got a bit of mud on this other wall here in the corner, I'm just going to do a quick sand down there, get anything off of there. That's pretty well it. It's pretty smooth. I didn't put a lot of mud on there, just really enough to get in through the mesh. I'm gonna put a fairly thick coat, and it's gonna go over, and then I'm gonna feather it into this finished wall. Just feather it in, cover all this tape, let it dry for a few more days, and then I'm gonna sand it lightly, and I'm hoping that's good enough. Nice big bunch of mud there. As I'm going back up, I'm just going lightly over, just to make it nice and smooth. But I'm fanning it in, so I'm leaving it thicker over the tape joint, and then I'm taking off a little more as it gets to the finished wall to try and make it a nice smooth transition. Let it pass on this wall. I'm going to leave it at that for now and see how it looks in a few days. I primed it yesterday, and I've just put the second brush coat of paint on from the ceiling down. As you can see, it looks a lot better than the beginning when there was that crack in the wall. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the end product. We're going to end up repainting this room eventually. But for now, this looks great.